This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard with you live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Loaded 3-hour program coming at you today. Paul Charchian, Fantasy Football Hall of Famer, in 30 minutes. Best bets in soccer, Steve Wiss in an hour. Brad Powers today, 2 full segments and 90 minutes on college football. And John Hansen, the fantasy guru here at VSiN, has been on fire with his player props. That's coming up a little bit later on, Paulie. And, you know, tonight, unfortunately, in terms of overall entertainment purposes on a Thursday night game, I can't imagine it's going to be very good because the Jets are so ugly. It's look-away time. And the Patriots now are bumped all the way up to I'm looking at 13.5 at some books. It's between 12.5 and 13.5 in this game. And the total's around 43 or 43.5. So I guess if you laid the 10.5 with the Patriots, you're looking at a pretty decent bet with the CLV at this point.
Yeah, right. Well, it hasn't gone well for these big favorites in Thursday night games. Remember what happened last week as well? I cannot make a case for Jets player props other than one guy, and I can't make the case for the Jets to hang in this one. So maybe that's why they will with the contrarian play. It's huge for Survivor. It's also huge as the Patriots continue this winning streak. 1 seed, May MVP. Not only have they won 7 in a row, they're 6-1 ATS. You got this new weapon in Henderson, which he was always there. Glad that he's finally getting the opportunities. But this is just one of the hottest teams in the NFL against a team that's rebuilding, had the fire sale. And, you know, you beat the Browns, but whoop-de-doo, it was special teams related. So they also have a horrible defense, and I would think May can cook and get everyone involved there as they've done much of the season. What I love about this team is 6 different receivers have led them throughout the course of the season with most yards in a game.
I think that helps May's MVP status, by the way.
Not bad, yeah.
Who's the go-to guy as a receiver?
Yeah, right.
I know people are going to say Diggs, but Diggs is not even close to being the guy that he was in his prime. Like, he doesn't have a legitimate number one guy that most of these star quarterbacks have.
Mm-hmm. We thought it was going to be Booty, too, but then he's hurt, and then he's had some big games, and then you can't find him.
Totally disappears.
Yeah, that's right.
Hunter Henry last week, 1 catch, 9 yards.
That's right.
So what if May goes for, it's a huge game tonight. Like, we'll go 300-plus yards and like 3 or 4 touchdowns, and then Darnold and the Matthew Stafford-led Rams play like a 20-17 game, and they don't have great stats. He's going to turn into the favorite at that point, a big favorite probably, or a bigger favorite than he is right now.
He's got some big games coming up, though, too, yeah. But this will help him that everyone's watching tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And if he should be able to take out a bad team, and it's been a horrible run. New England is 16-2 straight up last 18 against the Jets. And they're doing what they're supposed to do, and it also the signs of a well-coached team against teams with a losing record. 6-0 this year, average margin 13 points per game. So they have been awesome in this spot as well.
Yep, no doubt. So no team, this is from Evan Abrams, no team playing on a Thursday has ever lost outright above a 10-point favorite. So teams in the Patriots situation tonight, they are 33-0 straight up since the 1970 merger, 25-8 ATS. That's the great equalizer here. So even if you're laying 10 points or more, they have been great. Now, I'll flip it. Divisional primetime dogs this year. So 6.5 points or more, 6-0 ATS. But to your point, Paul, yeah. I'm not going to bet the Jets. And part of the reason why is because the Patriots have the best rush defense in the entire league.
It finally happened last week. Tucker had 53 yards.
Yeah.
Somebody had 50 yards on him.
Yep. And so Breece Hall, by the way, Hall was quite good last week against a very good Cleveland Browns defense.
And you figure he gets a lot of carries tonight.
I think so. But his prop has gone from 60.5 down to like 54.5 at some spots.
Yeah.
But here's another major reason why. I mean, look at some of these stat lines that Justin Fields has produced this year. Week 1 against a bad Pittsburgh defense, he was good. He also, in that game, ran twice into the end zone and had 48 yards. The Bills, he got hurt, but they did nothing in that game offensively. Bills don't have a great defense. They lost to the Dolphins. He had 226 yards passing, 81 on the ground. He was good there. He was good against the Cowboys, but that was also misleading because they were getting blown out the entire game. All that came late. He had 45 yards passing against the Broncos. 45. He had 46 yards passing against Carolina. And last week, 6 of 11 for 54 yards. This is an NFL quarterback we're talking about here.
I know, yeah. Oh, it's hilarious. I do think, though, with Wilson out, and then you make the trade and get Mitchell, Mitchell can have 15 yards?
I would
Other
think,
than, who
yes.
else are you going to throw to?
I know.
You know, and the guy was penalized and punished for what he did with the Colts, dropping the ball at the 1 yard line. But I think this guy can be a okay wide receiver and at least get you 15 yards tonight. I don't mind any. He's 9-1 anytime.
Okay, all right.
I think he could find the end zone.
Yeah, longest reception for Adonai Mitchell is also like 9.5 yards.
Uh-huh.
I heard JVT bring this up earlier on Money Moves. His average depth of target with the Colts was 17.5 yards down the field. Now, again, this is Justin Fields we're talking about and not a Shane Steichen-led offense. But that's a pretty large number there, obviously. So you complete one pass, you would think, and going over 9.5 would be somewhat reasonable there.
Yeah.
Also, what about this angle? The Jets are the good tweet here from Farley Betts. The Jets are the only team without an interception through 10 weeks. It's been 8 years since any team has had a drought that long.
That's funny. That's my favorite bet of the night.
May not to throw one?
Yeah. They have one takeaway. Are you kidding?
How?
Yeah. The records, the 2018 49ers, they had 2 interceptions. The Jets don't have an interception. One takeaway. It's impossible.
And he's been steamrolling defenses to the tune. Before last week, it was 75% completion percentage. Super accurate guy. Doesn't turn the ball over.
Yep. They do struggle.
Did last week, but
yep, they do struggle in the red zone. And maybe that's one thing where they could keep the Jets in the game. I think you also have to look at both teams to make a 33-yard field goal. That's $1.30. You trust Folk, and and maybe the Patriots could struggle in the red zone and kick a couple field goals as well.
Okay, you're okay with both kickers then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Although some people were making the case for Jets team total under. I don't have a problem with that either. But it's hard to get there with some of these Jets-related props. And I guess maybe Fields rushing yards over, too, which the passing game is so bad. You're talking about 32 with that. And then I have to go, I bet Drake May longest rush over 12.5 yards, too.
I was going to say both guys maybe longest rush over tonight.
Yeah.
It's a primetime game. That's been a common thing happening this year.
Yes.
And these guys are great at taking off anyway. 12.5 is certainly within question here. Like that can happen with him.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's capable of running for 40 yards tonight if he is so inclined to do so. Also, the Opta AI stats at vsin.com/NFL props. They have Fields going way over his passing yards. They're projecting 186 in the game. It's like his props 133.5.
Well, are they down 21-0?
The answer is probably yes.
So that's where you get the garbage yards.
May projects for 260. Travion Henderson's prop is all the way up to 79.5?
Yes.
They have him going way under 63.68 rushing yards in the game. Hunter Henry they have going over, and Breece Hall projecting for about 51 yards. I would only look at Breece Hall under. Although he's probably going to get a lot of carries in this game.
I would think they would dump it off to him, though, too.
2.5
save
catches?
stuff.
Yeah,
yes.
I would think so, too.
He had the long one against the Cleveland. That's all he had, but it was your big boy. I mean, that's got to be there all day. To just think to get Fields in a rhythm and let him go with the short stuff and dump it off. I'll see what the Guru says about him coming up, and the Guru's been on fire with the props on these primetime games.
Yeah, I'll give you some Mackinnon numbers at vsin.com. The Jets as a road dog since 2016. 12-48 straight up, 20-38 ATS, my God. 8-26 straight up, 10-22 ATS when playing on short rest since 2012. They are 12-27 against the spread when coming off a straight up win since 2017. That's 31%. And strictly against divisional opponents since 2016, they are 20-36 against the spread, 35.7%. Absolutely vile and nasty.
It is. So if Breece Hall is a big part of the offense, and he has to be, 10 rushing yards each quarter plus 425.
What's 5 every quarter?
They don't. Oh, plus 140.
I would look at that because, again, the Patriots' defense is so good.
And you can't put Fields in third and long.
Yeah.
That's not bad, too. Plus 140.
Any chance the Jets can luck their way into keeping this close?
It'd have to be New England mistakes.
And it would have to be like last week's game, right? Where
or maybe it's about this. Just Vrabel won't allow it. There's a great article up about. He said, maybe you guys, because we got the short turnaround, you have the big win. Maybe you want to take some time off, whatever. And every guy's like, no, we got to keep this going. It's like we're not going to take off half an hour in the weight room. We're not going to go half-assed through watching the footage or whatever.
I like it.
It was a great response by the guys, and Drake May leading the charge too. So based on how good this guy is and what he's done in his career, I don't think you're going to see the letdown spot off the big win against Tampa, and then what's coming up with Cincinnati and the rematch against the Bills.
Sure.
Because this guy's all business, and he always delivers.
Right. I mean, that's a great culture that he's built already if players are saying that. No time off, no days off. That's like the old Belichick way.
Yeah.
Right? No,
Good comments.
the path is absolutely there for this team to get the 1 seed because of the schedule.
Yeah.
They're taking care of business, doing what they have to do. And to your point, Paul, they've done a great job of beating up on bad football teams. It would have to be, for the Jets to be in this game, it's got to be like last week. I mean, they were tied with the Browns at 14. 10 minutes ago in the second quarter, they didn't have a first down. It was all special teams.
Yeah. It's quite the exacta here. They're 25th in points per game. They're 26th in points allowed.
Yeah.
You're taking on one of the best teams in the league. Final week to grab the Sports Equinox Special. Just $120 through May 1st. Less than $20 a month, every edge, every sport, every day, every best bet, every host, every guest. The betting splits, DraftKings, Circa, the powered prop projections, AI, 24/7 video and replays on the Watch app. Full coverage through May 1st. Less than $20 a month. Your last chance to lock it in. VSiN.com/subscribe. Get it now. Big hockey schedule as well. And don't forget the Leafs have played 12 overs in a row. They're playing tonight.
That's absolutely correct. You can always get in touch with the show on X, at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Paulie Howard. Up next, Paul thinks this is the most incredible stat he's heard in following basketball for almost 50 years. Win some, lose some coming up a little bit later on as well, but he'll tell you that stat next.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Paulie on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah. Came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
On the next edition of Prop Points, we'll start off the show reacting to all the action from Thursday Night Football between the Jets and Patriots. VSiN betting analyst Ben Stevens will join the show to give out his best bets for Week 12 in college football. Jake Tribby from FantasyPoints.com will join the program, and we'll close out the show with some of my favorite player props and touchdown props. I'm John Hansen. Tune in to Friday's edition of Prop Points at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We do have 3 games tonight in the NBA on the heels, Paulie, of a monstrous card last night. Now, I'm going in fresh to this. I have no idea what the most incredible stat is that you've ever heard following basketball. You're almost 50 years old now, so been around for a while.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
What is it?
I'm just going to throw all these at you because the first 2 are the most incredible.
Okay.
In NBA history, only one player has done each of these in the same season. 50-point game, a 30, 15, and 15, and 25 points without attempting a single free throw. The only player to do that is Joker. He did it in the last 8 days, all of it. He's shooting 79% on 2-point shots.
What?
He leads, yeah. That's probably it right there. He's shooting 79% on 2-point shots. He leads the league in assists. He's shooting 68% for the season. He's 6'11" and shooting 42% from 3.
My God.
He also, the guy who does like the best job on him defensively over the years has been Zubac. Zubac was on him last night.
Yeah.
He was 18 of 23 for 55 points in 35 minutes. He has 26, 32, 35, and 55 points in his last 4 games. He's missed a total of 15 shots. Shaq is an entertainer. He doesn't know much about basketball. And how we still won't give him his flowers. I'm glad Barkley eviscerated him last night saying, Shaq, this guy would cook you. It's enough already.
Oh, my God.
The guy, it's just...
Joker would absolutely embarrass Shaquille O'Neal.
I mean, Shaq didn't have any skill. He couldn't make a free throw. All he would do is he's 7'2", 400 pounds.
He's the most dominating player like to ever... Right, exactly.
I mean, this guy does not... This guy isn't Shaq. Look where he takes his shots from.
Can you imagine Shaq trying to guard him? It would be laughable.
So after the game, Lou's like, well, we didn't want him to beat us with his passing. I didn't think he'd go for 55, though. 25 points in the first quarter. The bench is going crazy. He's getting better.
Yeah.
These are just impossible numbers, all-time great numbers, what he's doing, averaging 29, 13, and 11. A 6'11 guy leading the league in assists, shooting 68% and shooting 79% on 2-point shots. I've heard it all now.
Yeah, well, he was last year was the best season he's ever had, and he did not win the MVP. I mean, there's a strong case that he should be, the 5-time reigning MVP of the league. And this year, it's going to be tough for him to get it done because he has so much competition. But if he's going to put together an average of triple-double on the year and have his best season ever, how does he not win the MVP? And I really want to make the case here, and I'm going to a little bit later on, to just keep nibbling away by adding Oklahoma City to win the West or win the NBA title on cross-sport parlays. Denver's going to be their stiffest competition. Probably not. I mean, not even close, right?
Well, I don't know if San Antonio's there yet, but I would think it'd be Denver. Yes, going to be a good battle though. I'd love to see Denver play San Antonio in a 7-game playoff series.
Maybe Houston. Houston, I think, could be really, really good too. And Houston led that entire game. I know it was one game, the first game of the season, but they led the entire game against Oklahoma City. So I think maybe they could play with them as well. But this guy is just, he's going to, Paul, the conversation's going to have to be had at one point. Is he the best player of all time?
Yeah.
I don't know when that's going to happen.
I think he's top 5.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's right. It's like if Ohtani's Babe Ruth, this guy's Wilt Chamberlain, as our buddy Chad Andrews said in Denver. I mean, to watch this guy play every night, and you're right. It's to the Michael Jordan point where it's like, is he going to win the MVP every year?
Right.
Because they can give it to him every year.
Sure.
And I know there's stiff competition out there. But for a guy that big and to be leading the league in assists and shooting that percentage, look at the shots that he takes.
I know.
And he's shooting. He's done all that in the last 4 or 5 games, and he's missed a total of, whatever I said, 12 shots. It's ridiculous. He's a cheat code.
Yeah, he really is. Yep. So they covered that game, by the way, as well. They pulled away from the Clippers. And the Clippers are now 1-10 ATS on the year. 1-10. 3 games tonight. It's another game for the Cavaliers, by the way. This is their 3rd and 4 nights, back-to-back for Cleveland. They are laying 7.5 in the spot at home against the Raptors. Total is 238.5. One would think all the guys that missed last night's game, most of them should be back in this spot tonight for Cleveland. And it took a lot for them to come back and win that game last night against Miami. And Sam Merrill, he took a lot of threes, did not make a lot of them last night. He went under his prop, but that's a good win when you're without your key guys, but also some other fringe players that have been contributors this year. That's a pretty impressive win to get Miami.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and there's great individual performances night in, night out, and I'm concerned about an implosion coming in Sacramento. They were run out last night by the Hawks. That's the second straight time. They were never in a game at home. Keep an eye on that, and Atlanta's on a back-to-back, although they had an easy time of it last night. They're 1.5 at Utah. I'd expect that to go over 233.5. Utah's off that wild game where they dropped 152 points. The Suns are surprising a lot of people, myself included, laying 4.5 at home against the Pacers.
Boy, they're having a nice year.
They're up to a good start. That's right. Another big total there at 233.5. And I don't know what to do with the Cavs here after the back-to-back, although they sat people, and now they're taking on the Raptors. And that you see how that can go in the league, how the Knicks got run out and how many teams had poor performances on back-to-backs.
Looking at Grayson Allen, his three-point prop tonight. He did it again last night. Paulie, he went over. Guy's absolutely on fire right now. That's 6 straight games with at least 4 made threes. At DraftKings, you can bet over 3.5 tonight at plus 105. And the Suns playing great ball. The Pacers, the exact opposite. And they are obviously missing the daylights out of Tyrese Halliburton, among other players now, not in the lineup as well. But I can't get over how well the Suns have played now in the last, I think it's 7-8 games. Good story here. They don't have much talent at all, and Jalen Green's out for 4 to 6 weeks. But Grayson Allen, I think you got to, if you've been betting this, you got to probably keep riding it, right? Over the threes. He's taking 9-10 a game.
Yeah. There's a couple guys like that. And they also keep going Cam Johnson for Denver.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that last night. Did he
go
under
anything.
again?
I think he got hurt. Didn't do anything. Yep, points, rebounds, and assists. Every game's gone under. Points under, 10-1 on the season. That came in as well.
Could you believe the Oklahoma City score last night?
No.
Wow.
There was something. So what do you want? So there's DraftKings has bam, there it is. To win 74 plus games is 18-1. That's just added. Most wins minus 350. This isn't bad. Longest winning streak, 15.5. I said this before the game. If they can win this, and you see what's coming up.
Oh, sure.
I mean, if they might be better than they were last year.
I think they are.
And one of their best players has been out, and Chet's been banged up. So I would think they could rattle off a 16-game winning streak here and cash that. And you can also bet the NBA Cup. You can bet to win the West.
I have them in pocket plus 225 to win the NBA Cup.
Okay, I saw plus 180 today. Good number.
It's going to keep going down.
Right, but I would put up 70. I don't know why you want to go 74 plus.
I wouldn't do that. I would just do 70.
Okay.
By the way,
you have to go record. Just go 70. Yeah,
sure.
That's going to be hard to do.
They can only have 8 losses.
Yeah.
You know how much that's going to wear on a team. One would think it's going to take a lot out of them if they actually try to get that. I would do 70 plus though.
They're not thinking about that.
It's like 4-1.
Yeah.
Right.
And I believe they have 4 first-round picks next year.
Oh, they're loaded. I mean, and they're
thanks Clippers. Yeah.
How do they not dominate the league for the next 5 years?
Yeah.
They're still one of the youngest teams in the entire league.
It wasn't blowing out the Lakers that the Lakers couldn't score.
Oh, they're OKC's defensive numbers. They're up here, and then like the next batch of teams is way below them.
Yeah.
They're doing it again just like they did last year. They have so many guys that can hit you, but that was never a game. And that's a back-to-back for OKC. When they throttled and brought their A game for 48 minutes against Golden State, and it just continued last night. Like Golden State, they're not chumps. The Lakers are good.
I don't know if the Lakers get after it or what is, but there's been a three times now where the Lakers have beat their opponent to town on a road game, and they've been blasted.
That's a good point.
It's like they're having fun the night prior and getting after it, as opposed to the team that just come in and you think, oh, you're on a back-to-back or you just got in, and the Lakers are sitting there waiting for you, and they've come out and they've no-showed 3 times.
Well, I mean, I'm not taking a shot here, but what is there to do in Oklahoma City? You brought this up last week. Do they have great clubs?
But I don't know. Maybe. How far is that Dallas-Fort Worth? Go to Bowie Street. That ain't that far. I think you can pull that off.
I don't think that's a very easy commute, Paul, to Oklahoma City.
With that, take the limo? Was it 45 miles? How far is that?
No.
I got to look that up. That's what they all do at Dallas-Fort Worth. They go gamble. All the 9 out of 10 license plates are from Texas.
Is Oklahoma City the Vegas of the Midwest? Is Oklahoma the Midwest, or is it the South? Oklahoma's the South, right? That's not considered Midwest.
Yeah. In any event, I would think you get into trouble no matter what you're going to do, especially when with social media and someone can just slide in your DMs. Hey, I'll be in town. If you want to hang out at the...
No, stay far away.
No, get that?
You're better off by not doing anything whatsoever.
Come on. We talked about John Moran at Shotgun Willie's. Look, he needed a rake in the place with all the money that was on the floor.
Well, you can't have a bad time at Shotgun Willie's, though, Paulie. They don't exist in every single city across the country, pal.
Well, there's a gentleman's club in Oklahoma City. The Lakers might find it.
Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian coming up next. Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown told fantasy managers to drop him this week. Should we listen to him? Find out Charger's answer to that next.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Some fantasy football here for the upcoming week, and also a look at player props for tonight's tilt between the Jets and the Patriots, as Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian joins the program, and he is on the Progressive guest line. Charch, good afternoon. Great to talk to you as always. Let's start with this. A.J. Brown, Philadelphia Eagles receiver, told fantasy managers to drop him this week. Should we listen to him?
Well, okay, we're in uncharted territory. I don't think I've ever seen a notable athlete say, drop me from your fantasy rosters. That highlights the danger of giving an athlete an open mic for an hour straight while he's playing Madden. You know, stuff's going to come out. He also noted that family's good. Everything else is an S show. Then, at one point while he was playing as the Eagles in this Madden Twitch stream on Monday, he threw himself the ball and said, "This is the only positive I got," is throwing himself the ball in Madden. So, Mitch, you know this. We've got a term that we use called the sabotage drop. This is when you outright drop a brand name, big name player who is frustrating you and hopefully will frustrate somebody else. It is the boldest of fantasy football moves, totally incompatible with the innate cowardice of 95% of fantasy managers, the sabotage drop. So the question is, should you sabotage drop A.J. Brown? Now, had you sabotage dropped him after week 1, when he had 8 yards in week 1, you'd have been better off for it. And whoever picked up A.J. Brown would have been worse for it. But what about now? Here's the problem with dropping A.J. Brown. The Lions, the Cowboys, and the Bears are the next 3 opponents. I can't drop anybody with the Cowboys looming. The Lions ranked 27th in fantasy points allowed to wideouts. That's a plus matchup. The Bears are dead last in fantasy points allowed to opposing wideouts. I don't know that I can drop A.J. Brown. Let me ask you two. Mitch and Paulie, for players at A.J. Brown's level, does the squeaky wheel get greased?
Not this year. It has been in the past, but it hasn't worked this year. Their offense is a bleep show. He's right. I mean, they can't even get Barkley going. Barkley's had 100 yards one time.
Yeah, I have one major concern, Charge, with the team. They're loaded. They're awesome. They might win the whole thing. The OC really bothers me.
Yes. You're Kevin Patullo, right? You know, he is heading for a Brian Johnson season, right? Brian Johnson had the 1-year stint with the Eagles, underperformed, gone. As soon as he's gone, they bring in Kellen Moore, go to the Super Bowl. Now, here's Kevin Patullo. You got all the same players for the most part. And your offense is like half as good. He's got to make changes, and he's got to pull whatever levers he can. I think one of them is A.J. Brown. It's just this run. If it weren't for this run of easy secondaries, Lions, Cowboys, Bears, I would be saying drop A.J. Brown, and I would follow his advice. But I don't think I can do it right now. And he is speaking the truth, and they know it, and they got to get this thing fixed, hopefully through A.J. Brown.
Yes. What do you think tonight? Not a great game for props, but a couple props that you like. And what do you think of this matchup tonight in the NFL?
Well, obviously, this is going to be a one-sided affair. Drake May is just fantastic. This is one of the great stories. You want an example of why coaching matters. Look at what the Patriots have done in 1 year, mostly through change of coaching staff. Drake May getting better in his second year. Mike Vrabel, so much better than Jared Mayo. This is not even close. You know, Vrabel brings competency, continuity. He knows what he's doing. And Josh McDaniels as well. I mean, we hate giving that guy credit for anything, frankly, but he deserves credit here too. Drake May, second best in the league in completion percentage, which you can do when you're like Tua and you're just dumping off short stuff all the time. But here's what's great about Drake May. Second best completion percentage, but he's throwing the second longest passes at the same time. That's awesome. Multiple touchdowns, 8 of the last 9. His offensive line's not good, but fortunately, he played college in North Carolina where they didn't have an offensive line either. He just learned how to ball out anyway. Love Drake May. Faces the Jets without Sauce Gardner. It's likely sitting on a very big game. He's my top-ranked quarterback this week.
Ooh.
Let me tell you about my 2 favorite props from tonight's game, if I could.
Please.
I defy listeners and viewers to name the starting wide receivers for the Jets in this game. I bet you two can. I'm guessing none. It's like 0 of our listeners are going to be able to do it, even the ones in New York. Your starting wide receivers for the Jets are going to be Tyler Johnson and Arian Smith. What we're going to do is work around those doofuses. Adonai Mitchell is probably on the field as third receiver, deep ball guy. He will see time in this game, and they'll be heaving some bombs. You could try that for a longest reception. Adonai Mitchell is basically, he's a one-trick pony. Run straight, run fast. If you think that there's a connection to be had there, go for it. That's fine. I have no problem with that. They're going to be Jets are going to be passing a lot through this game. I prefer working around the wide receivers. Let's look at the over for both Breece Hall and tight end Mason Taylor on receptions. Breece Hall, I believe, is sitting at 3.5 on receptions. 2.5. Help me out here, guys. I believe 2.5. Oh, this is easy. And Mason Taylor is sitting at 3.5 receptions. Here's Breece Hall. The Patriots give up the most receptions to running backs, more than any team in the league. You can't run on the Patriots, the league's best run defense. Jets are going to be behind. They don't have receivers to throw to. They're going to throw to Breece Hall, who, by the way, generated the only offense they had the entirety of last week's game in that long catch and run that he had on the screen pass. Breece Hall on receptions. And then Patriots have allowed the 6th most tight end receptions as well. So Mason Taylor, they can't throw to these guys they've got lined up at wide receiver. This game's going to go through, for whatever Jets can get out of their passing offense, it's going to go through Mason Taylor, and it's going to go through Breece Hall's receiving prowess.
Yeah, by the way, I'm looking at Breece Hall. I think the numbers come down a little bit, but 2.5 is over, like plus 114 right now as well.
I like it. All right, all the more reason. And they haven't used him enough in the passing game, in my opinion, but they will have to do that here. You can't run on the Patriots. Can we talk for a second about how great the Patriots' run defense is?
Historic, no doubt. But all
right,
you can't. Yeah. You don't think Hall can get 50 yards, even though he should get a ton of carries? How bad that passing attack was with Fields only throwing for 50 yards last week?
Very unlikely. We're heading into week 11. No back all year against the Patriots has topped 53 yards. 53. I mean, that's it all season. No runner has scored against New England via the air or ground since week 3. They're giving up 3.2 yards per carry to opposing runners. That is insane. That is half a yard better than the second best defense. The Patriots rank number 2 in yards before contact at 0.8 yards before contact. Runners don't even get a yard before they have to break a tackle against the Patriots. Yeah, the Breece Hall workload might be okay, but they're 12.5-point underdogs, right? I mean, this thing is they're likely to be out, have an inability to run the ball before very long, and they're simply going to have to pass. So I'd go under the Breece Hall number if I had to pick one. He would be only the second runner to top 50 yards all year against the Patriots. Yeah. I don't think the Jets have it in them.
And the first runner came last week. Sean Tucker, Buccaneers, first guy to go over 50 against the Patriots the entire year. Mahomes is getting a very stiff defense this week in Denver. Do you think he's going to thrive, or is it going to be too tough of a challenge here?
I think this is really tough. Talk about this is a must-win game for the Broncos, and it's week 11. It's unbelievable. With a win here, Denver basically ends their 9. If the Broncos win here, it's pretty much over for the Chiefs' 9-year run as AFC West champs. I don't think they can catch the Broncos and the Chargers at that point. And it'll be fascinating to see what they do in the playoffs when they got to respond coming out of like the 5 hole or the 6 hole in the playoffs. But that's looking forward. For this weekend, elite cornerback Patrick Surtain is not expected to play. Doesn't really matter. They haven't allowed a passing touchdown in 2 games without Patrick Surtain. 8 of 10 opposing quarterbacks have thrown 0 or 1 touchdown against the Broncos. And you look at Mahomes' history against Sean Payton and Vance Joseph, they've got his number better than probably any coaching staff. They've met 3 times. Last year, 1 game. Mahomes, 266 yards, 1 touchdown. 2 years ago, against Sean Payton and Vance Joseph, Mahomes combined for 1 touchdown in the 2 games against the Broncos. This pass rush is literally the best in NFL history right now. They have the highest pressure rate in the next-gen era going back 20 years. 43% pressure rate is insane. And get this, Patrick Mahomes, when facing an opposing pressure rate of just 25%, again, the Broncos are at 43. When Mahomes is facing a pressure rate of 25% or more, he's 1-3 this year.
Wow, very good. And by the way, think of the 2 Super Bowls that Mahomes has lost. What was the key to the opposing team? The Buccaneers crushed them.
Line of scrimmage.
They never blitzed, and the Eagles, I don't think they blitzed 1 time last year in the Super Bowl, and they killed them.
Yep. Broncos don't have to blitz, by the way. They can generate so much heat with the guys they got.
Yep.
It's just, It's amazing. It's a really, really tricky spot for Patrick Mahomes in this offense.
I thought the Thursday night game last week, Nick Benito in front of the nation, he's still like 9-1 to win Defensive Player of the Year. He dominated the game. Like he was making his case for that award in that game.
And he's still 9-1?
Yeah.
Amazing. That should change. I mean, if it's going to continue this way, the Broncos end up with the best defense in the NFL. They're going to have a ton of wins. They're going to coast to the victory of the AFC West, and it would make a ton of sense for Nick to end up winning this.
Charge, you're the best. Love talking to you, man, every week.
Tons of fun, guys. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Enjoy the game tonight. There you go. Fantasy Football Hall of Famer on X at Paul Charchi, and up next, Win Lose. And we have an update on the dumbest successful athlete in recent years.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Check out Stormy and JVT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
And maybe that's why they wouldn't, because they're the Giants and they don't do things that make sense.
Out of all these divisions, this is the one that I am the most curious about because I do think there are positive signs for the Bears.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
College basketball, Milwaukee, Indiana over 162 up to 167, 101 to 70. Marquette 16 up to 21, won by 40. UT Martin did it again. They came out here and beat UNLV as a 17-point dog. They were catching 15 last night and were 12-1 on the money line.
Damn.
Did it again. Twice in 3 games. Incredible what they're doing. Most teams don't do that. Who does that for a season, let alone a week? Hornets plus 5 to 1.5. Beat the Bucks, who sat freak. Nuggets from 2 up to 5. Oh, should have had that. Should have had that big.
I can't believe we didn't.
Yeah.
Brought it up on the show. What are we doing?
Yep. Upper team's bad. And Joker is an assassin right now.
They're plus 160 to miss the playoffs.
Yeah. The historic run continues. I've never seen anything like it. 79% on twos. Got to be kidding me. Goes for 55 against a guy who does a good job on him historically. And 25 points in the first quarter. Cam Johnson points, rebounds, and assists. 11-0 underrun. Cam Johnson points, 10-1 underrun. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. When I got my Beagle Jordan, when he was a puppy, I dropped food one time when I was eating with the family and the ex. He would sit under the table every single time thereafter. And this is the story of, 5 years ago, I dropped a hash brown, and now this guy, he's cooking, and the dog just sits there on the ground hoping and praying he drops it again. And just remember, filed it away. Yeah, remember when you dropped that food and it was a Merry Christmas for me? I'm just going to see if that happens again, and you never know how it plays out.
They're creatures of habit.
Look at that.
So it happens once, of course, it's going to be burned into their memories forever.
What a smart guy. Right by the feet as he's cooking and hoping something drops. Well done. Is this a Halloween tie-in? Oh, yeah, there he is, coming in. Trick or treat. The dog rolls up. He's got the bucket. Trick or treat, load me up. All right, I'll trade you. That's it, right? Takes off. There he goes. Shows up. Got the bucket in his mouth, looking for some treats. The human obliges, and on his way he goes about his day and takes off. Smart fella there, showing up to the door. Trick or treat. Good-looking dog. He knows the routine. That's excellent. What was this all about yesterday? UMass from 11.5 down to 5.5. One of the worst teams in college football lost at home to Northern Illinois 45-3. You got to kick that field goal late, guys, to avoid the shutout.
Well, I mean, regardless of that, Paulie, it did go over, and that trend that we pointed out yesterday is almost 80%. In MAC games Tuesdays and Wednesdays, double-digit dogs, they go over 80% of the time.
And Miami of Ohio missed Finn as well. That was ugly.
Oh, boy.
Bulls plus 1.5 to minus 2.5. 124-113. They lost to the Pistons. Heat plus 6 to minus 6. Lost by 14. Blazers 6.5 up to 8.5. Won by 8. Atlanta sack under. Only if you got there early. 234 down to 230. 133 to 100. Before the line moves, Sharp Play's already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. You're not going to outsmart billion-dollar books or full-time sharps on your own. Look for the tweets tonight with the first touchdown of the game. And the Mr. Poison tweets as well. He's been with Follow the Money since day one. Jeff and the crew have been at it since 2011. Documented results, public logs, transparent receipts, trusted by pros, watched by the books. Visit sharpplays.com and stay ahead of the line. Sharpplays.com.
Here's an update. David Purnham, ESPN, does a great job covering sports betting. Tweeted this out earlier this morning. Former Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase arrived at JFK Airport in the morning from the Dominican Republic. He was then arrested by FBI agents. That's per the Eastern District of New York spokesperson, and he was arraigned today at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Good job, Emmanuel. Way to throw your entire career and life away on something so ridiculously unavoidable. What are you doing, pal? A picture of him needs to be up in every locker room, in every sport across the world, and it has to say, don't be this stupid. And every athlete should know who it is by just looking at the photo. And they should say, yeah, I'm never going to do that.
Yep.
I can't believe it.
Between reaching out to them and then, hey, can you throw me some cash too? And you're in line for a $100 million contract. One of the best pitchers in baseball. That's damn.
One of the, top, Brandon Stone yesterday, top 2 or 3, top 5, whatever, seasons by a reliever in the history of the sport last year. I thought he had a great case for the Cy Young.
Interesting point from Jensen Lewis. I didn't even think about that. But you're right, he was so good, and then all of a sudden he couldn't get anybody out in the playoffs.
Oh,
so now you can't put anything past him.
No kidding. Phenomenal angle by Jensen yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
So with that going on, what took place in the NBA the day after the season started, with the shenanigans there, a reporter asked Patrick Mahomes about this week.
The betting stuff, how much has the NBA and MLB stuff been present in your mind, and do you feel like the safeguards are all in place well in the NFL?
I mean, they let us know. I mean, the NFL and the NFLPA kind of tell us all the different rules that you can and can't do. I just stay away from it, just because I don't want to put myself in that position. I mean, that's something that your life's so great. Why mess with it, And so it does get. I think more than anything, to me, it gets weird sometimes when you have fans talking about it, just because you're just trying to go out there and live your life and play the game. And sometimes they get really attached to them even more than the regular fan because they have money on the line. And so for me to them, I would just say, don't do anything that you can't recuperate or live without. And so it's a crazy world we live in these days, seeing all this stuff happen. But I think you just focus on the football and focus on the sport that you love. And while you're here, then you don't have to worry about all that other stuff.
Good answer. You would expect that from Mahomes, right? Mm-hmm. He'd be level-headed, and it's simple, but it makes a lot of sense. Don't even try to dip your toes in the water, man, ever. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well, the threats, too. It's the same thing with fantasy football.
Yeah, right.
But and then you saw what happened to that fan with going after Jeff Brom and his family. And he's looking at serious time now, too.
Should.
Absolutely. I know. But I would think this has got to be it now in the pros. What are we doing here? Oh, my God.
Well, and then
incredible.
The news came out yesterday, too, that they're going to obviously there's going to be a nationwide agreement, I guess, where the national sports books are going to allow $200. That's it. Why wasn't that in place the first time around?
Right? Well, they're talking about stuff in the NFL, too.
Right, today,
those props. Yeah, right. Sure, certainly. The stuff they're betting first pitch, miles per hour, all that other stuff. And it's just, if you want anything of significance, it's sound the alarms as we played that cut from John Murray that their limits are $500. But it's
some of the bets that you can get there with a lot of books, right, would be, is the first play of the game going to be a run or a pass? Well, that should have a very low limit on it, because that information could get out there, no problem, right? If a guy's going to put $5,000 on Jared Goff to score the first touchdown of the game, word was out. And the Lions had that trick play. It was a thing of beauty. And he scored, and then the referees took 7 minutes to make up their minds and say, no, it should have been a flag, and so we're going to take it off the board. That got out. So something as simple as it's going to be a run play to begin the game, that should be a $200 limit on it, and don't allow these VIP guys to get down $400,000 or whatever it is. Total nonsense.
Well, I thought years ago, Dana White said this, and I agreed with him, and I thought he was going to be right. Because he was asked about, are you concerned about a scandal? He goes, no. We check all this stuff out.
Right.
We have our own watchdog and integrity firm. And if you're caught, you're going to prison. Yeah. And your career in life is over.
Right.
But apparently it's not. Some guys are like, let's roll the dice.
It's worth the risk.
I know.
Yeah. Let's take a gamble here, huh?
And it's one thing like a UFC guy who's making $4,000 to show up and fight. It's another thing where you're talking about what Rozier's making and what Clause's making and what this is just.
You also have to be a good actor, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the UFC guy who took the fall, he was not a good actor. He wasn't even doing anything. And now looking back at the Class A stuff, like you talked about, all of a sudden he can't throw strikes, can't get guys out in the playoffs. And then you look at the first pitch stuff from this year. What?
Right.
The guy's phenomenal.
Bouncing the first pitch
yes.
every time. Not even close.
Ugh.
And Pa has swung at one of them, which is the funny part about it.
Right.
But that's absolutely. Rozier, I'm hurt. That's it. Coming out. But White was caught. They did a great job. They were all over it. But to your point about what they said when Rozier's scandal and Billups scandal happened, don't say you're the victim here. You did a lot of silly stuff.
That's exactly
right.
Like
a guy, Jonte Porter, winning $500,000 and million with these same game parlays.
Yeah. And by the way, there's more, that video proof of Rozier. He was incapable of making it look good. Terrible job out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're watching that game live, and people did this on Twitter, they're like, is there something going on with Rozier tonight? Because it looks a little off.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, they were right with that. We're going to get down and dirty with soccer bets this weekend. Steve Wiss is going to join the program, the meat man. He has incredible angles with some obscure games. That's what you got to love when it comes to best bets in soccer. Find out who he likes coming up next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.